Hi there, my name is Dr. Michael Saini and I'm from the Factor Inventage Faculty of Social Work at the University of Toronto. I'm here today to talk to you about protecting children from conflict. It's so important that after separation and divorce, the children are given the time to heal and to adjust to their parents' separation. We know that the separation can be extremely challenging on both parents and children. But we need to make sure that children especially have the opportunity to protect themselves and to heal from their parent separation, and that they're not brought into the conflict. Luckily, most children are able to adjust just fine as long as the parents can protect them from the conflict. When parents are unable to protect them, when they denigrate the other parent, when they interfere with the access or the time the child spends with the other parent, when they use ongoing litigation as a way of trying to get back at the other parent, this all can have a negative impact on children's overall adjustment. And so it's really important that we think about how best can we be protecting children. We know that separation and divorce is extremely challenging for parents involved. We know that the separation, even if you don't like the other person, can be challenging because it represents the loss of the dreams and the hopes of what that relationship may have meant. And so it's really challenging and complicated to untangle from a relationship while still protecting your children from the conflict. And so separation can be a profound sense of grief, a profound sense of loss. Even if you don't like the other person, you still may be going through this grief and loss, and it's really important to be protecting yourself, getting stronger, and also protecting your child through this process. Now, it is a bumpy road, and it's not going to be easy, and there's certain things that you can do along the way to make it easier. One way is to resolve the litigation, resolve the parenting plan issues, start putting in some consistency and predictability into the schedule as soon as possible. You know, not everybody is what's called a high conflict situation. In fact, most people are able to resolve their differences with the help of mediation or facilitation, like a case management. Only about 10% of everybody who goes through a separation ends up being stuck in conflict where they need further help of the courts. And for those folks, even those high conflict situations, many of them resolve way before they ever get to a trial. And I say all this to you because look at the different options that are available for you. It's really important to think about what can you do to help resolve this conflict. Because once you get to litigation, it's going to be the judge that decides. And you're going to be given less opportunity to have a meaningful contribution into the decision about what's going to happen with your child. Look for those options. Look for those opportunities to take the off-ramp from litigation. Mediation isn't for everybody. If there's higher levels of conflict, perhaps you need a bit more structure. Perhaps you need to have an evaluation done to figure out why is there conflict. It's important to figure out what is happening specifically in your situation so that you can get the best help possible. And there is help out there. And you're going to find that with the resources that you find on this website, that there are a lot of great people doing a lot of great things to try and help you and your children. So it's really important that you think about the conflict and the anger and where is this coming from and what to do about it. And if this is really occupying your time and your energy, perhaps you should find some additional help to make sure that you can put this in perspective. You know, anger and hostility and trying to get back at the other person often is something that suggests there's something else going on. And usually it's fear and worry and concern. For instance, parents may be worried about not being validated, or they may fear that they're not being respected, or that they may even have their own insecurities around parenting because now they're going to have to do it on their own. And those fears and worries and concerns can start percolating into conflict with the other parent. So it's really important, if you're in conflict, if you're angry, try to figure out what is the worry, what's the concern that's behind this conflict. Children also have fears. There's a real feeling of isolation and a fear of abandonment. There may be disappointment and feelings of loss, just like you're feeling. And so it's really important that children get the additional help they need. But by and large, if we can protect them from the conflict, then we've done a really good job. The research is pretty clear. Conflict is the best predictor of maladjustment post-separation divorce. So there's specific ways that we can protect children from the conflict. First of all, do not use them as messengers. There's many online programs that you can use to share information back and forth. Also, keep your issues to yourself. Don't involve your child to deal with your emotional turmoil. If you're going through a hard time, or if you don't like what the other parent's doing, you should get help outside of your relationship with your child. Your child should not be the person you go to for your comfort. Make sure that children are not caught in the conflict, making sure they don't choose between their parents. There are specific programs that have been developed depending on your level of conflict with the ex-partner. And I encourage you to look at those different options and to figure out what's best going to work for you. Is it going to be mediation? Is it going to be an evaluation? Is it going to be going to court? In some situations, perhaps court may be the best if your situation needs to have court intervention, but majority of the time, you'll be able to resolve this on your own, and you'll be able to come up with a plan that makes sense for you, the other parent, and most importantly, your children. So take care of yourselves, take care of your children, and all the luck with you moving forward.